So I'm Tim Elkington. I'm the founder of a Microforest company called Microforest for Change. And I'm here at Plumpton today and wanted to talk a little bit about my journey through Plumpton College. So I, like lots of people, spent a lot of time in front of a screen during lockdown. And I found that I did, 8 or 9 hours a day on Zoom. And at the end of the day, I was really tired, even though I'd actually sort of done nothing. And I decided then that I wanted to spend much more time outside. And I was really lucky coming out of lockdown in that I found a course at Plumpton College, a part-time BTEC in countryside management that was specifically designed for mature students and career changers. So I did that for a year, had an absolutely fantastic time, gained a whole load of skills and a lot of knowledge, did lots of practical stuff, but also lots of really good classroom theory. And after I finished the course, I was able to leave my job and start a new career in the countryside space. So I discovered microforests as part of my studies. So microforests were pioneered by the Japanese botanist Miyawaki. He plants them using the Miyawaki technique, and they're basically densely planted areas of native species, usually about the size of a tennis court, that have a really fantastic effect on biodiversity. And the reason that's important is that according to the State of Nature report from 2023, the UK is in the bottom 10% of all countries globally when it comes to the Biodiversity Intactness Index. So if you compare what we had originally to what we had now, we've lost so much nature, and I think 1 in 6 species are in danger of extinction. So when I started Microforest for Change, I wanted to very quickly get some practical experience and get some trees planted. So I contacted Plumpton College, which obviously I'd been at a couple of years before, and talked to the team here, and they were really happy to have a look at this area just behind me. Working with Alex, who manages the grounds here, we were able to identify that actually this was a really interesting place for a microforest. So we could supplement the existing planting by adding lots more native species and actually almost create a sort of wildlife corridor that runs from the mature trees up at the top all the way down to connect with the trees down beyond the ponds. So it was a brilliant first project to get involved in. I worked really closely with Alex to plan exactly what we were going to do. There was a lot of perennial weed growth here, which we needed to cut back to kind of see exactly how everything was going. So we did that. We had a look at the condition of the existing trees, and then we used some native species to supplement the existing planting. So one of the key elements of the Miyawaki technique is to heavily mulch the plants. So previously I've used woodland mulch, and the reason for mulching is that it suppresses weed growth but also helps retain moisture, which is really good for plants. But actually at Plumpton, what we've done is we've used straw from the equine department. So the kind of stuff that would normally go to waste, we've been able to reuse something that's already on site. The great benefit of that is that obviously we're not using a lorry to bring in loads and loads of woodland mulch from somewhere else, but we're actually reusing something that's already on site. So it reduces the carbon footprint of the project, and I'm sure we'll be really successful. The thing that I really enjoyed about it as well was that it was a chance to work with some of the current students. So I remember when I was a student here, it was great to get that practical experience. So there were countryside management students, both the full-time and the part-time, and also forestry students that came down and we planted all the trees. And for me, it gave me a chance to talk to people who were really interested about the Miyawaki technique, about the benefits in terms of boosting biodiversity and just everything that we were trying to achieve. And the students, as ever at Plumpton, were fantastic, really enthusiastic, and planted hundreds and hundreds of trees. So I've been running Microforest for Change for about a year now, completed 7 or 8 projects across the country, from here in Sussex to Surrey to Berkshire to Kent. And I'm really passionate about microforests. So what I really want to do is to help fight back for nature and to try to restore some of that biodiversity that we've lost. So they're great for urban regeneration. They're great to give people access to nature that might not otherwise have it. So do look out for Microforests for Change, and if you want to fight back for nature, then do get in touch.